Hello, what's up, everybody? Here we are doing. Might try to let some more light in here. Okay, got a few things to do to talk about. Uh, Anybody in here? Yeah. First thing I'll get out of the way is the first thing I put in the title. So, thousand subscribers just coming up. What does that mean? I have no idea. I think it means I don't know if you. I guess you can still do ad revenue for what's up, Hat Man? Ad revenue on vape related stuff. I'm not sure if that because it's vape related, if it automatically means it's demonetized or what. But ew, my device ran into a problem. I got the blue screen of death on my laptop, so music will have to wait. Justin, yo, this is a first. Oh shit. Oh man, six pack kid, what's good? I can't believe Justin's on board. Oh, y'all gave me the hard things. Chris Clark, thanks. Cool, cool. Jewel Tom, how you been, man? You said I like the tripod 2.5 for a tight RDL. Yeah, yeah. Why is 2.5 your airflow of choice? It's not mine. I mean, I like 3 millimeter a lot, but that's not tight RDL. Um, I wouldn't even call 2.5 tight RDL. I'd call that loose or like standard um, RDL. Tight RDL to me is like 1.5 to 2, kind of that in that 1.5, 1.8, that kind of thing. A FEV, yes. I think I have, or no, I think I have one side closed off. I've used the FEV with like 1.5s on both sides. 2.7 for me. Yeah, that's a good number. I like that. The this is a 2.7. The Reaper V3 by Evil. That's just what it comes with stock under coil is a 2.7, and then the airflow ring on the outside can change it from there. But like, yeah, as it is, like it's a fixed 2.7, and then you can swap that out for, I don't know what the other thing is, 1.5 or something is the MTL one. There's an MTL one. There's probably like more than 2, but I've only ever seen 2. Yeah, 3 to 3.5, that's kind of me as well. But I could get down with 2.7. I can do tighter draws with RTAs for some reason because that like extra length and like the narrow bore, the cylindrical like verticality of it allows for me to like enjoy a tighter draw. Like you get that more like that back pressure kind of thing going. What's up, 3D? Oppenheimer guy or Bong or whatever. 3 all day. Yeah, see, a lot of us, especially like I'd say considering a lot of people are accustomed to bore gear now, 3 millimeter is probably very common for people. Yeah, the dwarf. I don't know if I put that on my list ever, on my top list, but I do like it a lot. There's another RTA that's very similar to the Dwarf. It's called the Sine, Sine. It has the same feature in terms of that like uh, loose or like removable um, wicking channel ring that's on the Dwarf. It's the same thing, except instead of it being like made out of PEEK or whatever, it's just metal. But that also has a really good draw. I might like that draw a little better. It's going to be more restrictive, but again, the Dwarf is another. Just like this, you can switch out um, the airflow size with like those little pieces, those little block airflow slits. A Dwarf, let me tell you, a Dwarf is really good when you put in the two hold option. You know, you can get them with single bore um, airflow diameters. You can get dual bore airflow diameters, and you can even get three bore airflow diameters that are much smaller. But I like the two. And that's what I do with like the Imperia as well. Like I like those options to kind of like break up the airflow, like diffuse it a little better than like one direct thing. You know what? Rods should do that with the Enigma. That would be a great idea. Um, Speaking of Enigma, I guess you all know because I've gotten people like asking me already. They're like, "Did you know that it got cloned?" And it's like, "Yeah, I know now." I didn't know. Somebody told me, and I didn't believe them at first because I check on 3F Ape every once in a while, pretty frequently actually, just to see what's going on, what they're going to do next. And I guess a few days had passed and I hadn't been on there because I knew China was on like their Chinese New Year break or whatever. So I didn't think anything new was being put out. And as soon as March hit, you know, all of a sudden they got all this new stuff. So yeah, the new Hussar RTA. Um, yeah, that's not what it is. The Avant, um, Chris Clark. I don't know if you just mean you're making a separate statement or if you're referring to the one on 3FA because it's not. It's the old Hussar. It's the 2023 reissue of the original Hussar RTA. I don't know why I thought it was the Avant. I think they thought it was the Avant. I swear I thought I seen the words Avant, right? I can't find it now. Now I just see the Hussar V1 reissue. So am I losing my mind or what? Did anyone else see that? Yeah, the SVA one. Yeah, I looked at that. I don't think I'd want it. It doesn't look bad, but I don't think it I don't know if it would be worth it to me. They do have like a couple things though that I would consider. Well, I've been trying to get pins for my Enigma RTA, the authentic one, and people I know that I know have the Enigma, if they would like, yo, what's up with a pin or two? Like, just trying to see, because some of these people I know pretty well, and like the one guy use it and he's considering selling it, and I'm like, well, before you do that, like, because it's hard to get just the pins by themselves, like makes them when he makes the RTA, and there's only and now that it's been cloned, he's probably like probably ain't gonna get around to it again, if ever. But if he does, it's gonna be a while. You know, at this point, he wants to keep things moving. I think it's about time Unknown comes out with a new product, in my opinion. you know, when you're a company like that and you're in the limelight, you have a lot of momentum, keep things moving. Um, yeah. What else we got? The You're asking if they don't know for a fact, but they should. Time I've ever needed pins for an RTA them, um, and I resorted to trying a clone, and vice versa. If yeah, in the past with different RBAs and RTAs and things I like doing about this channel, like getting people the information about what's interchange different about what, and yeah, so you can use whatever pins you want on whichever uh, product, whether it's authentic or not. So that's something good to. That shit gets expensive, especially with certain brands like fucking Monarchy. My God, I remember the one time it was like to get a pin set, it was gonna come out to like $60, plus like DHL. Like, I'm not doing this. Like, for three little metal pins that like I can get a whole spare RBA and all the pins and more for a third of that, or but yeah, like you were saying about the dwarf, if you get the dwarf MTL or DL, they're pretty much the same. um, and in terms of like how they operate, DL better, but I like DL better, so there's that. um, but yeah, the dwarf, people love the dwarf. I mean, it's been an RTA realm for years. And do I think it's as good as some people make it out to be? Not really. I mean, I don't think it's that special, but I do like it. I mean, it's a little antiquated at this point. I mean, because it came out a long time ago. It's pretty old. I've tried messaging Ross some time. Wait. What are you saying, Justin? Have I tried messaging him or have tried messaging him? Try mess. Has any laying around? Yeah, I don't know. I just want like. No, I've never asked him yet. I mean, I could. I'd be happy with just one of them. If he's not gonna want to sell me one of them probably, but that's just I'm just getting. That's just what I'm getting at, is that I just want to alter it a little bit. Like if I could just make it a tiny bit tighter of a draw, I think I'd like it more. Please, yeah, not feeling it. Not feeling it. It's like an Astro, but like not as good looking. That's the way I see it. Um, yeah. He is. I'd rather try his RBA, the Blaze RB. That looks a little bit more appealing, if anything. McMa guy, what's up, man? Um, yeah. So, oh, what did I do with I'm trying to hit all the highlights in the title I made for the stream. So, um, yeah, BMM. I did. I couldn't believe I won. I actually hit the drop. after 2 years. So this March, Justin may know, 'cause I think this came up before, because I had to wait a year to invite Justin into the group. And we were trying to decide when I got accepted. It was in March, right? So like I probably got in the group like later in March because it's very early March right now. But yeah, March. So that's basically 2 full years it took me to hit a device. Now, granted, I didn't get in on every single um, drop, every single uh, drop, did collabs and all the splashes and all the the random quick strikes that would come up like once a year or whatever. Um, I did some of those things, but not all of them. I mean, I wasn't all over the device, these drops and stuff. But I was in every single master list for those 4 years. So poor man's Astro. Yeah, well, not really, because you could get an Astro for the same price, um, even an authentic one. It would just have to be used. Or who knows, at this point, if they still got them around, people, it's not a hot commodity anymore, so they'll probably be willing to sell it for whatever. Especially when China's selling them left and right for less, undercutting them. It is their product. Like they took, they need to put like these clauses in there, like I guess they can't sue them or nothing, but like Mission should be able to say, like, okay, China, if we have you make my stuff or our stuff for Mission, it's got to stay with Mission. You can't be, down the line making your own version and selling it on the side to like just add to your profit of this. Like, I think, I mean, I don't know. That could be how it is, or they may allow for it to some degree. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not doing that one. I'm not doing the bootlegger. I was going to, and it was like a really tight, it was a tough choice. Yeah, they don't give a shit about nothing. It's a shame, but I don't think they're completely doing this on their own either. So, um, no, I was like, should I? At first, I was set on this whole time. I've been set like, okay, I'm gonna get another billy club. I have, my billy club basically. So, and I really liked it. That was pretty much the only Squonk mod I used regularly. Because that was really the only high end Squonk mod I had. I mean, I have plenty of other mid end Squonk mods and stuff, but nothing like that. And I had the M key briefly, but I didn't like it. It wasn't an efficient mod. Like this is my most high end Squonk mod right now. That isn't a clone. I mean, I have like the Hellfire Cobra clone, but that's a MOSFET. I don't even count that. I don't like using MOSFETs. So that's what I was going to get. The Billy Club, he did redo some things on it, but when I messaged him about it to film, because I remember seeing a post about him like updating it, but I don't remember exactly what he did. And I think he tightened the dimensions a little bit, and he changed the faceplate design, like very minute changes. And I don't know, it wasn't enough to sway me. Like because of the rarity of BMM mods, I figured, all right, well, I could get a Billy Club, and even if it is kind of the newer style, it's still not going to be as in demand as the newer stuff, like the bootlegger. And so if I ever do want to try a bootlegger afterward, well, I'm going to have to do some serious trades or spend some serious money just to get that, to try it and make a video. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to get a mod that is technically not as sought out and valuable, even though that's what I actually need. Because here's my Narda, and I really have like nothing worth using it with. So it's kind of depressing. But yeah, I knew what I wanted in terms of like color and stuff. Like I knew I wanted a blue one because most of my every BMM I've ever had, with the exception of the black uh, bow red I had, all my other ones have been dark. And my old Billy Club is dark too. Not dark, dark, but like on the warm side of the color spectrum. You know, they're all like reddish browns. So I figured blue, a nice cool color. You know, that's what he does. I don't know. That's what I always thought about when I would think BMMs. Like, he does really good grays and the blues. But then, you know, everything, I mean, most of them look good. Like a brown, teal, emerald. Any of those would be good. Moss is tricky because sometimes it looks great and sometimes it doesn't. Kevin Diamond. I'm like, oh my God, someone else is talking about this boxer thing? I know your tricks. Yeah, $20. Do you want to see it? Actually, I don't know if I have it around, but I can look. Oh my God, what the hell is this? Come on. No, it's a little dog. What do you know? Yeah, if I have it, it's right up here. Here's a cool spot, Mom. Maybe not. I got this too. I'm gonna do a review on this. I had this thing forever. Alright. It could be down here too. Oh yeah, it is. You're in luck there, Kevin. Just for you, bud. I should put some music on for myself. Helps me to like just focus, I guess. I got some Terk stuff too we could try. Flavors that are different, which is cool because I don't mess around with too many flavors that I'm not already comfortable with because it ends up just being a waste of money every time. So I think in the last video I was talking about new flavors that I got. Most of them have been a bust. It's really probably the best one out of all of them I did was this. The Eastern Vapor French vanilla and brown sugar. This was okay. I put that in here with the Reaper V3. So here it is, Kev. Yeah, boxer mod. I mean, it's got all the branding, Ginger Vapor written on it. Yeah, I mean, $20. So it's $20 now, and it was $20 4 years ago when I got it. So, you know, it still says boxer on it. Now here's a real boxer mod, and I mean the print quality is night and day. This is very light, and I mean they're both light, but it's just like, let's see if they sound different. See how much dampened this one sounds? It just sounds like there's more like to it, to the structure of it. This feels like very thin and fragile. That idea. You feel lucky. You got an entire shelf of liquids you don't like. I know. I've had I had both drawers at one time full of juice bottles that stuff I've tried once and I just can't use it. The custards, like, have turned against me. Like, it's so hard to get a good custard that's not like super friggin' boring, like plain. Like, they don't know how to make them anymore or something. Or nobody's buying them and they're giving me the old stuff. I don't know what's going on. This wasn't that good. The cannoli pea breakfast. Um, I've liked every Casadega cannoli bee product, and then I get to this one and I don't like it. So maybe it needs more steep time. It was born in October, so sounds like long enough to me. This is born afterward, and it's still good. So I don't know. This I didn't like. Soli cannoli. Here's another one I didn't like. Beantown Soli custardy. Didn't like it. It's a shame. I mean, it's like all I can use is like Terk, and it's got to be the most like expensive shit. That should be more than enough. Oh, like what you seen of this wacky thing? I could open it up too. I'm kind of curious because I haven't really looked at it in years. I should use this actually for work. I mean, it's light enough. It's a little chunky, but it's so light. But it is a dual battery mod, so it's gonna get heavy. Also, the sorry about the lighting, but the bottle's very small, so that's kind of lame. And this is I think this is 21700. Once upon a time, it was hard to come across a 21700 Squonk mod. Yeah, this is a 21700 mod. So in terms of height, I mean, it's only a little bit bigger than a Delro, so it's not that big. And when I say Delro, I mean the D650. And then here's like the thickness of it next to a stash box. So, hey, I mean, you can't beat that for $20. I don't know what this chip is, though. I mean, it's because it's not going to be a DNA, so what the hell's in here? It's like, I forgot all about this thing. Huh. Here's what the chip looks like. Interesting. God, sorry about the camera. Single watt changes. Look at this. The middle button doesn't actually do anything. The middle selector, I can press it and nothing happens. Fire button. The middle button is like it's a fake button. The steep. Yeah, Boxer, can't go wrong. They're decent. I mean, print quality isn't anything like BMM, but they're not bad. This is a weird feeling Squonk mod for me, or Squonk mod, Boxer mod. It feels like felt. It doesn't feel like a regular 3D print. Doesn't feel like coated or nothing. It's like fuzzy, like it's construction paper when you're a little kid with crayons and shit. It feels like construction paper. It's weird. Never felt another mod like that. I hate that you guys at least have the option for cheap liquid. $9 wouldn't cover the tax on a 30 ml bottle. Where's that at? Is that in the UK? It's not in the UK, right? Yeah, sad boy, you can't beat that. I don't get them. I don't get it as much, but yeah, I like the strawberry jam a lot. I do have bottles of sad boy around. I don't use it every day like I did at one time. Shamrock shake, key lime, blueberry. I've done them all. Um, the cookie custard is one of the first juices I ever had. Canada, oh yeah, communist, commuda. Here's the squeeze. This is like a knockoff boxer. That's a 21700, and this is a good mod, except it's mechanical. Look, the buttons really nice on it. It's small. Yeah, this is by Hugo Vapor. This is old. Shit's old. But yeah, that's decent. And like even the way that it slides out, it's a good mod. I'm telling you, if this had a DNA 60 in it, it would be great for me. But and then here's something old. I don't know why I'm talking about squonks all of a sudden, but the Wismic. Oh shoot, I don't remember what this is called. This is one of my first. I think this is my first squonk mod. The Luxotic BF. But another. This is a MOSFET technically, but yeah, more. I like chips. You would DIY. Excise tax. Yeah, I mean, the UK and Canada, they have all sorts of regulations. Like, I remember it looked like the walls were closing in for the US, like in like 2019 and 20, and then we just kept on going, as we should. I was thinking of doing a video on this since side by sides have been popular again. This is called a katana. This is also I think it's a MOSFET. It's not a mech. I think this lights up. I'm not positive. It might be a mech. It's an old mod. There's what are those Asian buildings called? Just little huts. The real tall ones. It's Oriental things. They have them in like Los Angeles too. You have a guy, you don't pay for crack, blah, 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 blah. Morton, no. Yeah, so what else did we want to talk about? RVA clone, but sure. Just making sure I've seen all your stuff. Did Justin asked earlier, sorry, I missed that. Oh wait, what's this first one? Philippine mods don't get cloned. Like what? Like Vicious Ant? There was a Vicious Ant clone. A few of them. The mods now they're too expensive to clone. The materials. Or do you mean like damn, what were those other what was it called? MCM? Made in the Philippines? Or MXM or something like that. They used to make all those the underground, like there's really weird looking mechs and shit. Okay. The new Squonk with the DNA. Right, so it's called the Gambler, is the new Squonk mod from BMM, and it wasn't available. I went on If that was on there, yeah, I would have went with that. Um, Although I think it's 18650, but either way, just because he said it's modeled after the blackjack, not the billy club, and the blackjack is an 18650. So, but either way, I would have got it just the new of it, and then the fact that the DNA 60C is, since that's new, but yeah, that's not out in anything yet from Charles. But you figure by the time that gets around to happening, um, by the time he actually puts these mods together, um, for the people that win, uh, I don't know, 5 months down the line, it may be very accessible. Getting that chip. Coil, hi from Scotland. How you doing? You have a question? Do you think things will ever go back to big, cloudy, liquid guzzling? I'm thinking you mean RDAs, not FDAs. Max like 30 millimeter, or do you order the bio route? What the hell does that mean? Oh, I think you meant to say Boro. I like the Boro stuff. I don't want to ever go back to the other stuff, and it's for so many reasons. One, it's like my actual vape style. I would rather use the tighter stuff with the tighter draw, the more concentrated flavor, the more convenient carrying of the mods, the styles of them in general. Um, they just look cool. And then because I'm using a tighter airflow and less power, I'm using up less juice. And as juice just gets more and more expensive, I may as well try to possible, right? Um, and I didn't like how even felt using. It's not just like a preference thing; it's also like a health thing. Like I only use 3 milligram, but for a time there when I was doing a lot of the mechs, tube mechs and stuff, I had to start buying 0 milligram because it just makes you feel like shit, like getting all that vapor. And I chain vape, so like I don't want to be taking such drastically big hits, and on a 30 millimeter series mech, it's just not practical to me. So I don't know if that's what you like. It's kind of sounds like you do, and I'm sorry that things have gone this route, but I don't see them going back. Especially since on the other end of the spectrum you have nothing but pods and disposables, which could be the farthest thing from series mechs at 28 to 30 millimeter. Predictable. It looked like you said predictive law. I'm like, what is that? A pharmaceutical drug or something? Who wants to be a douche blowing ginormous clouds outside anyway? Yeah, I mean, even when I use any RDA anywhere, um, it creates kind of attention than anything else, and it's not a good attention. And even in the house, like clouding up your rooms, even if you have good ventilation and fans and dehumidifiers and air purifiers, and it doesn't matter. Have the window open. Eventually, that is all just moisture in the air, and it will, you'll next thing you have mold and mildew issues, and it's just not worth it. It was really cool while it happened. It's kind of like here's an analogy. It's kind of like muscle cars. right? Big engines, lots of exhaust. That's full of, I don't know, methane or whatever. They're really cool. Everyone loves the way muscle cars look. They perform very well, but they're not like practical for every day, and they're bad on gas, and you know what I mean? It's kind of like that. So you won an Odin. This is a while ago. You won an Odin with their big RTA, and it was fun for a bit. And you're saying 3 RTA because there was an RTA, not just the trilogy. There was another RTA that I think it was literally called the 3 or something, or the triple RTA. Maybe you're talking about like the Blotto Max. I'm guessing. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Oppenheimer, you're using that in the car, and next thing you know, you got this film on your car window that accumulates over time, and it's all foggy, and you're like you can't figure out why. You put your defrosters on, it ain't going away, and that it's even dangerous because once that film is really thick, if you're driving at night, and oncoming cars coming there towards you, the headlights will kind of glare out your whole windshield, and you won't be able to see. Yeah, the trilogy. I have the trilogy still, but that's not what I meant. I meant the triple, um, which was a 3 coil RTA. Yeah, I do it once in a while. I mean, here's I had this set up last week. The Asgard Mini with the clutch. Um, I feel weird about leaving batteries in mechs and then like forget that they're even in there and shit. But yeah, the clutch is cool. It's so small, but I don't think it's that comfortable, honestly. A tube mech is always more comfortable to me. But yeah, did I ever finish what I was talking about the BMM? I went with the mule. I went and got the mule in blue with white uh, buttons with like blue flecks in it. Trying to remember the name of it. The name is like I think it's called Frostbite. I think that's what it's called. And I got the Boss shape drip tip. So that's what I got. The windscreen. What are you talking about? The windscreen. Um, yeah. Trying to think what else I've been using here. I got to rewick a lot of stuff. Oh, here's another example. Talking about stepping away from Boro stuff once in a while, and yeah, I mean, I was using this all week. The topside, special edition topside, and got the Kennedy 25 on there. So yeah, I mean, I like to partake, here and there. I put can only be one in there. When you have a custards in general that are a little more bland, or just plain, those are the nice kind of juices to use with something big, because it'll bring out as much flavor as it can for something that's overall a little more on the bland side, in my opinion. But then again, I also use like for 22 millimeter single coils. I like really strong like fruit flavored juices to like just that all out flavor blast, you know. Battery was kind of dead on that. 0.10, it's kind of low. Clearly, had this built for a Mac. A little higher. So yeah, what else we got going on? The mule. Yeah, I mean, I have, I wanted to get something I hadn't had before. The 38, um, the Billy Club, the Stash Box. So I pretty much covered all the grounds of like the basics, or like um the staple or staple BMM products, in my opinion. I'm not big on the nicely, because if I'm getting a side by side, I don't want it 3D printed. You know, it's going to have an RTA on it, right? The RTA is going to be made of like polished stainless steel, or I mean, I guess some are DLC or whatever, some black, but you know, this is how I want a side by side to look like classy, like shiny and elegant. You know what I mean? A nylon side by side just doesn't look fancy to me. At least this, I mean, this may be plastic, but at least it's got the stainless steel tube to kind of like offset that, you know. See, the nicely wasn't happening. The tiny, it's just like why? The rats are cool and they're cheap, but again, I like regulated, variable wattage. So be right back. Okay. Why? What did you say? A big whoopsie V for me is. Yeah. Ice flavor? Yeah, I don't do or menthol or anything, or citrus or cinnamon. I used to do cinnamon, but getting a coriander should probably do that before buying any. No, I've had one. Um, I got one like, I don't know, 2 weeks after it happened. Yeah, I mean, I got a yeah. I talked about it. I got a went from having a Buick to a Cadillac, an old one, but the Digi flavor, yeah, yeah, I never got that, but they were cool. They had like interesting stylings of it too, like the abalone version, and they had the stabwood ones. They tried with that. I thought they did pretty good. Yeah, there was a huge influx of side by sides that one year, 2020. It like it was like 2019 and 2020. A lot of side by sides. So yeah, I don't know what to do. I guess juices. What do you think? Um, kind of hit everything. I have some cool stuff, uh, video work for you guys. I have a lot of it shot. Just put, the one's going to be a really interesting video. Nobody's done anything like it before, and it's going to be educational for sure. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people curious about the topic, and it'll answer a lot of questions for people. So it was kind of like a spur of the moment. I'm glad I went through with it. So what could we put a new flavor in? I wonder if anyone could recommend an RTA for me to use to try a new flavor. Yeah, you got the Stabwood one, cool. Yeah, they had so weird. That's like the last thing they made, right? Um, I could use the. I'm gonna do something MTL, like let's K phone. Has anyone ever tried that new that new monarchy mod, or not mod, RTA, the monarchy prime? I'd like to check that out. And then there's that other RTA that a lot of people will be talking about. It's made in China. I can't remember the name. I have somebody that's constantly asking me to get it. Chicka, 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 Come on. Where's the name of this stupid thing? Oh my god, I'm so mad. It's YG, I think, the brand. Can anyone remember? Bishop 2. No, it's not that. We did talk about that at one time, though, because it was a close call. No, it's not that. YG? Isn't that the name of the company? I have the Bishop one. Asylum. That's it. Thank you. Yeah. Keeps talking that up. It does look nice. Still rocking the Abyss. Holy shit. I have one under my bed. I have all the parts. I have it all ready to go. Somebody, this was a couple of years ago. I was supposed to sell it to somebody. Actually, someone who lives in my area for $50, and then he bailed like last minute. I already basically had it all packaged up. I don't know. So yeah, the Asylum. I would like to try that, but the Prime is the other thing. Really interesting. Um, yeah. I'm gonna. I gotta. Hold on. Shoot. Yeah, I mean, I should just relist it, right? Yeah, I'm actually. I'm gonna end the stream. I have something to do. I will try to get back with yous. I wasn't paying attention at the time. Y'all.